Well, that is going by too quick. Looks like I got two people in the waiting room already. Let me get that up and running the way that it should be. And I don't know why I'm not hearing a sound, but I'll figure that out.
Hey,
Hi, Chris.
I
Excuse
thought
me.
waiting room was turned off.
I usually turn it on to start and then I'll turn it off here in a little bit. It seems to work out best.
Hello.
Oh, that way I don't get little messages to remind me or ask me if I've got another Zoom session going. Like I did have one going because I used it. I used it earlier today when I was doing my Da Vinci stuff.
Yeah, I just tried like 20 minutes ago and it said hosting another meeting.
That's what that. If you get that message, that usually means I'm doing something with Da Vinci Resolve. I just use the green screen effect is all I'm doing, and that way it brings me to the foreground of what I'm doing instead of being in the background with the little square around it. Just something I kind of like. I wrote myself a note here today. I don't know what it was or where it was. I wrote it. Hi, Jeff.
Evening.
I guess Alex is rounding up the other participants. I don't know. Greg, yeah, you were pretty much second. You were second in the chat and third into the Zoom. Is the Twitch working? I don't see Twitch. There it goes, Twitch. Okay, good.
I was watching that Apple series called Blackbird. Man, that is good.
Apple series called.
Blackbird
Not heard of it.
just came out in July.
Oh,
And I've
okay.
been watching a movie on F movies that you showed us about. Now remember, even Firefox has got a private mode that you can go into.
It does.
So that's what I'm doing it in there. You're watching Final Countdown. I don't know if you remember that one or not.
The
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah. It's about the Nimitz going through a time warp
Right.
back into Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, I remember it. Kirk Douglas, I believe.
yeah, he was the captain of the Nimitz in the show.
I'm here, everybody.
Well, let's get the show started now that you're here, everybody.
I've been here. I just
Hiding in the bushes listening to us.
I've been on here waiting for you to start. About the time you press the button to start, Josh called, and so I had to. I try every time he calls to hit the automated answer button, and he never says what he wants to ask me to that automated thing. He always just says, "I have a question."
Yeah, and
So
what?
You need a recorded message that says,
No,
"I'm
Devin,
sorry, you have reached this number in error."
Yeah, really.
No, but I can make it say that if I want to, but it only says that if I block somebody.
Well, you need to record a different message that you can just play with another button or something.
He would know he would know Alex is playing with him because he'd know his voice.
Well, you can record the message in your own voice.
The message that comes on when I block somebody, and it only does it on my phone. It doesn't do, in my experience, it doesn't do it on anybody else's phone. Cause like on Josh's, when he blocks me, I can still leave a voicemail when Josh blocks me. But when I block Josh, he can't leave a voicemail or nothing. It gets the generic this number's been disconnected or is no longer in service message.
What we need are a menu where you have your selection of 4 or 5 semi-appropriate messages for different occasions, and you just hit like message 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
I do have those options when I hit the screen call button when somebody's calling. but I can't change those options, and it's only like, tell me more. I can't understand you. Call me later.
That's the one you should use for Josh. I
Stuff
can't
like that.
understand you.
Yeah, just
No, you better not.
Alex, you want to know your
Oh.
dog? There's an app called a dog whistle. You could download it, and only dogs can hear it. You set it to the one where only dogs hear.
I would fall back on the message they used to tell me in the army when I had a question. Sounds like a personal problem. You should speak to the chaplain.
Yeah. Yeah. So how many people got the notification of the live stream tonight?
I did.
I got it on my phone.
Okay.
Did not.
I didn't see a pop-up, but it's listed under notifications.
That's weird. So this was the third one, and that's why I didn't want to do another one until tonight, just in case that you're only allowed
Yeah,
3.
it's under notifications. I don't.
Hey, let
Not
them
sure
know what
it
I
popped
told
up.
you earlier, Ken. There was a song about that Johnny Cash song.
Yeah, well, I knew there was because
There was a version of both songs in it.
right
Same bass.
they combined it. Yeah, yeah. I've actually got that in my music library.
I got to think about it. I said, you know what? There is a combined version.
Yep. I think this.
I'll
I want to
keep
look up the one the Statler brothers did and see how theirs goes because I think theirs is actually the same way, but I'm not 100% sure.
I was listening to Willie Nelson's version too.
I'm sure
With
it's been
Shuffle.
done over and many times actually. So I'm sure everybody's heard by now. Bill Russell passed away today.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure
I
everybody.
don't even know who that is.
He's a basketball player.
Basketball player.
Yeah, he's considered
One of the
certainly
greatest.
top 5 players.
Oh yeah, one
of
of
all
these.
time. Some people think he was the best, but
Well, in his
I'm not a good
time.
judge of that.
Yeah, well, in his time he was.
Yeah.
Just like Magic Johnson was in his time. Just like Michael Jordan was in his time, and
Well,
like
I mean,
LeBron.
The thing I remember, he and Wilt Chamberlain had some epic battles.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And then we won't be able to be sending out any more messages across the universe because Lieutenant Uhura has died as well.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And then the third one was some comedian named Pat something. I'd never heard of her, so I didn't pay much attention to her last name. Apparently she was pretty well known.
Didn't see that one.
I'll tell you in just a second.
Tomorrow is August 1st, so hopefully you'll be right, Ken, and I'll hear something.
Oh, you're going to hear something. Pat Carroll was her name.
Don't recognize it.
I mean, either her big claim to fame was she was the voice in one of the characters in The Little Mermaid.
Oh, played Ursula. Yeah, I
Yes.
did see that.
Yes.
The octopus villain.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't recognize it.
Hi, Mike. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us again. Nice to see you.
And also, tomorrow being the 1st of August, that means hopefully I won't have that much longer until Josh gets his next check. So it'll be one less thing I have to hear about.
Yeah, that is true. Of course, then again, if they mail them out on the 1st, it's going to take 2 or 3 days to get there. And you know, is that showing up over there? No, it's not. That's weird. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it
Whenever I get I get $50 a month added to my food stamps every month, and whenever they add that on, they always do it on the 10th. It's based on the last 1 or 2 digits of your social security number, and that for me they always do it on the 10th of every month, and I can always count on at midnight every time the 10th rolls around. At exactly midnight,
Yeah.
they'll put it on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll get an email tomorrow. Might not be
I
the
sure hope
might
so.
not be the email you're looking for, but I think you'll get an email. See?
I sure hope so, because when I talked to her Friday, she didn't tell me that whether I'd been rejected or accepted. So
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's HR departments that one of their primary functions is to say, I'm sorry, we don't have any jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens even when there are jobs. I had a
well, they didn't
college
tell me
roommate.
that.
Why did the screen get bigger?
Because Sean left.
Yeah.
Because people
Had a
leave.
college roommate that sent out 400 letters and got not a single interview out of it.
I've gotten at least I don't know, I've gotten at least a dozen all total combined in person, on the phone, and I've had a couple
Yeah.
over Zoom or Teams or whatever.
Yeah, and then I had a friend that sent an application to engineering company in Kansas City, Black and Beach. They're a big construction company.
John, I lost power.
Possible. They show us. Do you see a storm out there right now?
Yeah, they some storms. Well,
We've
Yeah,
had some
yeah.
storms here in Vegas today, so.
It's entirely possible.
Josh, turn your camera on.
But I had a friend who had sent a letter to an engineering company in Kansas City. Said, sorry, we don't have any jobs. And he was at a professional meeting a few weeks after that and ran into a guy that used to be one of our professors who worked there. The guy says, Larry, when are you going to send me your resume? And I said, I did. And they told me you didn't have any jobs. He said, what the hell? I've been trying to hire somebody for 3 months. So sometimes the one hand doesn't know what the hell the other one's doing.
Yep. That's very true.
And the HR lady is not that I talked to is not the one that's probably going to be interviewing me, or she's not the only one that's going to be interviewing me if they decide to do an interview.
Probably
Well, I would
not.
assume the manager of whatever department you'd be working for is the one that'll make the final hiring decision, but
Yeah, because it says this person reports to the director of IT. So
Right.
well, we all wish good luck for you in that. Hope to hear something soon.
well, it's been a month, so I hope so too. But if I do get a rejection, I'll wonder why she just didn't tell me that over the phone. Because
There are
surely they
policies
knew.
and procedures that govern how those things are handled.
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say. Procedures.
You know. So probably a lot of that needs to be done with what we in writing, so to speak. I don't know if email counts or not.
Yeah.
Good question.
Might have a letter attached to an email with a decision in it.
Most of my responses have been through email, whether it's been rejection or whatever. But there was one exception to the rule. I applied for a position at the state police, and I did get a written typed out letter in the mail.
Nice. I'm going to try an experiment tonight with the Zoom and YouTube. I'm going to change my background to the green screen. And unfortunately, I think you guys are going to be bombarded with that beautiful little color right there for a minute. And then
Is that through OBS?
No, that's through Zoom. But if you look,
you got to turn off your chroma key or filter or whatever in OBS.
My chroma key's off in OBS, but my chroma key in OBS does not affect Zoom over here. Now the Zoom is right.
It just affects you.
So is that an add-in to Zoom? I mean, it's not one of the standard virtual backgrounds, is it?
No, it's not. It's one I made. If you go look at the YouTube stream, I've got the chroma key on, and the green screen's not there. And that's kind of half the experiment I wanted to do.
Yep.
The reason that Alex texted me earlier today and said, "Did you know you're in a meeting?" Yes, I did, because it was for me to use this screen to have that effect. Now, when you guys are here, I can't use this effect because everybody's here. And if I go to the screen I was using today, which I believe was this one right here, now the green screen shows up on YouTube because it's actually displaying, OBS is actually displaying this screen or this monitor, and you see Zoom and 3 boxes or 2 boxes.
Okay, so you did something and made this green background.
Yeah, I made the green background. Yeah, I created
And
it.
then, so you just load that as the virtual background then?
Correct. So if,
Okay.
if I go back here, green on Zoom, black or non-existent on there.
And that depends on that chroma key setting on YouTube?
Correct. No, on OBS.
OBS, okay.
Yeah, if I uncheck that, then the green screen will show up there. And the whole purpose for this is like what I did today. That brings me to the foreground of what I'm doing, and it's just an effect that I like. So didn't have to go very far with that to see that. I thought that's what was going to happen. Not a big deal. So Wintermute says good evening. Hi Wintermute. Good evening to you.
A good gauge that I found, a good gauge for if these it won't give me 100% accuracy, of course, but if these jobs look at a good gauge for me to tell if these jobs are looking at my resume is I have an unlisted video that I have on my resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I know if somebody somebody will look at that video as I give them the link or I give them the resume and the links on the resume, but then they have to go and they have to painstakingly type in a tiny URL off the resume to get to the actual video. So if I look on there and it's got 5 more views and I put in like 2 or 3 more resumes since the last time it got views, I know that
Somebody's seeing it. Sure.
somebody somewhere one of these jobs is looking at it.
Yep.
No. Phoenix weather right now says 88 degrees, clear with periodic clouds at 8 o'clock. That doesn't mean there's not a power outage.
Well, that's true.
There's some
I
storms
think I'm
below
immortal
it
now.
too. Below Phoenix, there's some storms, and I think above Phoenix, moving up toward Flagstaff.
We had several flash flood warnings here today. When I was
that
out
movie.
eating at this little place I go on Sundays. I've got some app on my phone that pops up when we get those.
Moving on over into California.
I really would like to work there though at this college because they even have an app like when you go when you want to order food there. They even have you can even load money on your student ID on your ID card, and then they have an app that you can download on your phone so that you can order food from your phone just like you do with Uber Eats and DoorDash and all them.
Hey,
Any place on campus you can have it delivered, or
I don't know. Only way I know that is if it requires that you have an account to be able to do any. You have to have a school account.
there's Sean.
So I wouldn't be able to tell you that until
All right.
if and when I get hired.
So Sean, we were speculating whether you had a power outage or not.
No. I've been dealing with a doctor. A doctor that wants me to repair his laptops. I have a contract through him. He owns his own clinic and he likes the way I fix his computers. So he was talking to me, and then one of my roommates started to get in with me because I told the staff to let me use the phone, and he got pissed off about it, and so I had to hang up real fast.
Yeah.
I've heard that doctors and lawyers are some of the worst people when it comes to repairing computers or doing IT support work for.
Oh, I've been working with this doctor and his nurses for the last 4 years. So,
You've got some rapport established then.
mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I wonder who are. I don't have no idea.
The doctor's nurses have bought me their personal computers too for me to work on.
Nothing like a little bit of side business from the main business, is there?
Oh.
I have no idea if my
Nothing-
doctor has any kind of IT support person.
Nothing like a little competition with Carrie.
Yeah. Hey, I bet you're rooting for Kerry to move back to Michigan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Get all his business.
I
Yeah,
better. He might be.
Yeah.
watching. I better watch what I say.
I would be totally, completely blown out of the water if we were ever here and one day on chat it said Kerry Holzman and he says, "Hello, everybody." I'm retiring. I've made the pinnacle of YouTube. What more could I shoot for?
He's not going to be able to retire until he stops spending $20,000 on parts and that he doesn't really need and he's trying to get rid of. And
I would be totally blown away if that ever happened.
I would
If
be
I-
too.
If I lose my wrench next week,
I would be
you know why.
totally, I would be totally speechless.
I wouldn't be speechless.
Well, he
but-
doesn't plan on exactly retiring. It
No.
sounds like he wants to move up there and just do YouTube stuff mainly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this still members only or technically members and moderators only, or has he changed it? I
Don't
haven't.
know.
I was able to see that he was going to go live, and then I skimmed through it, so I didn't have any problems, and I'm not a member.
You can't chat. You can watch. I think.
I'm not a member and I'm still a moderator.
Okay. Some streams. There's some streams for members only.
Some streams are
just-
for moderators, some streams are for members only.
Well, I
Jim
remember the
says-
first
what
video
I've
he
been told.
did. I watched it. The first video he did that was supposed to be members only. I watched it, and he didn't realize that that moderators and members could chat. Even if they moderators, even if they didn't pay money, could still chat.
Jim
this
said,
last video he did, he started to say, if you know any computer YouTubers, like he shouted out Doug Betts in his last video, and he's like, if you know any other YouTuber, streamer, computer repair people, let me know and I'll shout them out.
"Oh, nice." Jim
And
says,
I thought, you know what? Maybe I should tell him about me, taking all his business from him and get a
Well,
shot.
we could do a little trolling and ask if he's ever heard of Brightech.
"Yeah, yeah." See how all that goes over. So Jim says, doctors and lawyers are some of the worst customers to collect from. I can see that. I really
The
can.
last 2 computers I fixed of his, he gave me over $1,500 just for 2 laptops.
Wow.
$1,500 for them.
Sean, you do know you're on YouTube, right?
Hello, what
What?
kind,
You do know you're on
is he
YouTube.
buying good quality laptops or?
Oh no, Jim's gonna hate this one. Let me open up my chat again. Let's see, doctor.
Probably buying some of those good
Asus-
HP pavilions.
Asus and HP.
Well, Asus can,
Asus makes good laptops, but he also has HPs too. Well, I mean,
Well,
any
depend-
doctor's office really has HPs. I mean,
on HPs and Dells, it really depends on what price range
Yeah.
you're talking about.
If they were business
will-
model,
Some of the Dell XPS laptops can be $2,000-$3,000.
yeah.
I will never ever buy another pre-built computer as long as I live. Ever.
You won't own a laptop then.
Yeah, that's true. You can't build a laptop.
He said that he'd never buy a pre-built computer. Didn't he help get his aunt a pre-built computer?
Yes, he did. That's
Josh,
actually a lie. He just
Josh?
lied.
Well, that's
Lied
not
to-
his technically.
I think I would him a picture of them out. The best laptop I ever owned was the one that I broke. And I would know which one I'm talking about.
That's
It
the
was the
life
one
of
before.
Josh.
It was the one before I moved out here. That was the best laptop I ever bought.
Your name should be Josh Broken Kinder.
Or break it.
With everything that you break, it should be Josh Broken Kinder.
You actually could build a laptop if you bought the right parts to fit it.
Oh yeah, I
They
mean,
do sell.
Or
They
you
do
buy-
sell like I don't know if they
Or
do
you
sell
buy a,
Bill Bones laptops on like Newegg.
or
Or
you can
you-
buy a 3D printer and print your own laptop parts, and then yeah, you can build a laptop.
wouldn't you
Yeah,
have a
good.
little bit
Yeah,
of
but
an
a
issue?
3D printer is a 3D printer is more expensive than a laptop to begin with, right?
So,
No, there's
Alex,
some
they
for
do-
$100.
They do sell bare bones laptops.
think-
I seen them on Newegg. Can't remember what the brand is, but
There's a YouTuber.
I believe they
it's
do.
called Barney Mo'Davin or something. He used to work for Microsoft, and I believe he has a 3D printer, but I don't know if his YouTube channel is still around.
It's
I haven't seen him.
It's just like my Nook here that I have. It comes with the CPU and the power supply and all that built in already, but you have to add the memory and the storage.
So here you go, hobbyist 3D printers 4 to 1,000, and enthusiast 3D printers 1,000 to 3,000, professional 3D printers 3,000 to 10,000, and industrial 3D printer prices go from 10,000 plus.
Good gracious.
Yeah, and I don't think you can build a motherboard on a 3D printer, can you?
So
So there's always going to
those
be
are
that
specialized
option.
manufacturing. A lot of those are multi-layer boards with circuits in each of the layers.
Right, and then the problem with building one on 3D printers, you're going to have the motherboard to know where the things are going to stick out the sides.
Jim
You
says-
can build one, but it'd be difficult to build one.
Jim says the framework laptop is as close to building a laptop as you'll get.
Yeah, I
And
highlight
there was
that.
one or two people tried to do GoFundMe projects to build some laptops a year or two ago. I think most of them fizzled out.
Did anybody donate to it though?
They had some donations initially. I haven't seen anything about it in a long time.
I've
But
seen
like
some.
you say,
So-
3D stuff can get expensive. I have a former colleague that started his own company here in Las Vegas, has gotten into 3D printing, and he put $500,000 into one of those printers.
So a Circle K here in town, because of the weather, you know the awning that goes over the gas pumps?
Mm-hmm.
It fell over and landed on a car. Nobody was hurt, but it landed on a car that was under it.
Well, with the right kind of wind, those can really catch the wind, some of those
Oh
covers.
yeah, can you?
That
The reason
happened
why
here.
the reason why the storms are so bad this year is because my mom said because of climate change.
Well, they don't make the storms, but the general conditions can aggravate something.
There was 2017, I think that was either Irma or Michael. Then 2018, there was either Irma or Michael hurricane that come through here, and it blew down one of the gas station's canopy.
When I was in
hurricanes
Aiken,
did.
South Carolina, we had a tornado go through our part of town, and it knocked the canopy down in a gas station about a half a mile from my house.
The news on the news this year so far says this is the worst year. We never used to have flooding. But now all of a sudden this year everybody's getting flooded out. We've had so many microbursts. Normally a microburst in Arizona will come every 3 years. Well, there's been 10 of them so far this year. And it's destroyed trailer parks. It's destroyed homes in Mesa. Trees have fallen on homes. And we've never seen that many microbursts at all.
Well,
So,
we never saw hurricanes like that before. I mean, tropical winds like those two storms that come through.
Hi, Rick. Any luck
We
on
had
the
to go-
camera?
First one that came through, we lived in an apartment, but the next one, we lived in this double wide, and we had to go to the motel.
You are
Yeah.
that close where you get things off the ocean, Chris?
No, we're a long way from the ocean, but it just come through. I mean, it was like a tropical storm that come through. I mean, wind was pretty bad.
I don't really go to church. Well, I do go to church. I watch church on the internet from my church. But sometimes I pray at night for all these people that are getting flooded out and losing their homes and losing their lives to all this flooding. It's terrible. This is the worst year I think ever in all the states. All this flooding and people just losing lives because climate change, and that's what the news is saying here in Arizona, that climate change is making it to one of the worst years ever.
I'm not laughing at you, Sean. Someone sent me a funny message.
Y'all return in a moment to nature calls.
What is Josh eating tonight?
What's that?
What are you eating tonight?
Just had some pepperoni and cream cheese. That's why my camera was off.
Do you have any popcorn, or you out of popcorn? Gotta go to Walmart and
I
get some
forgot
more.
somewhere.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot
Right.
somewhere.
Surprise, surprise, you still have some left.
He left it in the microwave too long. He left it in the microwave too long and burned it.
That's what they do. I've heard I've watched a lot of there's a guy on YouTube that does his channel's called After Prison Show, and he talks a lot about tells a lot of prison stories, and that's one of the he has a lot of prison cooking videos on there, and that's what he talks about is how people would burn like popcorn and ramen noodles in the microwave so the police wouldn't be able to tell they've got like marijuana or stuff they don't need to contraband.
Getting that smell out is hard. Somebody burnt some microwave popcorn one time at Kroger in the break room, and the fire alarms went off.
I think I spelled that word right.
And don't those kind of fire alarms at the stores and at hotels or wherever, don't those kind automatically call up a fire department? So
Yep, they do. Because I was cleaning the restrooms one night overnight with the hose pipe. I was with hot water, and the steam made the lights go off. Made the go off.
The smoke detectors?
Yep, the steam did.
Yeah, the heat. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I hope that we're still doing this next year. I hope it's not still a consecutive day streak, because that'll be ridiculous. But I'm going to remind you when you say, well, around here this year, they're bitching about the drought. The drought's really rough this year. I'm going to say, hey, Sean, a year ago, you guys were having flash floods. The weather is constantly changing.
Yeah.
So what we complain about this year, we probably aren't going to complain about next year, because we don't get it 2 years in a row.
If it's on my popcorn, I have one.
That's a half a gallon.
Yep.
He had to go get it and bring it in here just to show us.
That'd fill your room if you popped it all.
Yeah.
What movie was that from? Where they filled the house full of popcorn?
I still can't get over the fact that one of his stupid caregivers filled up a cup full, like a glass full popcorn and throw it in a bag and accused him of making a mess in the microwave.
Oh, real genius. Jim says it was real genius. Val Kimler was in there, wasn't he? Yeah, if you put a cup of popcorn in a bag like that, you're going to have a mess. You're going to have a little bit of popcorn everywhere. Yes, Jim says yes. Okay, good.
Jim, come join us in Zoom.
Oh, I haven't got an
You
audio
remember-
check yet. I don't know if they can hear you guys or not. I know they can hear me.
You remember when you had the pan with the screen on top and you would heat popcorn on the stove top?
My mom used to make it that way for us.
Yeah,
Yes,
when I
you
was
can
growing up,
hear
it
you.
was a metal pan and it had a screen that you would slide over the top of the pan after you put kernels in it, and you would stick some in there with maybe a little bit of oil or something, and you would scoot it back and forth on the stove top
Mhm.
I
over the
remember
burner. And then
Yeah.
we had the kind where I went to college with where you almost looked like a soup cooker.
Jiffy Pop is what Jim's saying.
Yep, Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy Pop.
Jeff, what you talking about? It's the same thing you use when you boil hot dogs, and you use to put the bread on top to make them soft, make it soft.
Yeah, you can steam them that way. So how many
Yeah,
people
well, I mean,
repop their...
the things we had were made for popcorn, but we used them in the dorm to make soup and other things with it. Weren't supposed to cook in there, but popcorn poppers were okay.
So how many people repop when you pop popcorn? There's always some kernels that never get popped, right? How many people save those until you get enough to repop them?
Never had
I
any
don't.
luck repopping them.
I've not ever failed repopping them. It always works.
Really?
Yes.
There's not much. It's the moisture in them that makes them pop when turns into steam.
I figured if they didn't pop the first time, they won't pop the second time.
I've always repopped mine.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yep. Now I don't do it in the microwave. I do it on the stove. I don't know if that makes a difference or
Okay.
not.
It's interesting. So you save the ones from the microwave that don't pop and repop them on the stove.
Yep.
That's interesting. I never heard of doing that.
Hey,
I just assumed that all of them were so dried out that they wouldn't pop.
I never even knew that they popped due to the moisture, so it worked out really good.
Yeah.
Old style
Hey, Ben,
popping
what-
basket. Jim posted a
Yep,
link
that
for
was
us.
the one I grew up with was like that, except it had a wire mesh screen instead of a lid like that, but very similar.
Nice.
somebody
And you
joined
just
us
scoot
again
it
in
back and
Zoom
forth
again.
on the stove. had
No,
electric
no
stuff.
one's joined us to come into Zoom.
No, somebody joined us from last night that you put in the waiting room. Or in the penalty box or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. That discussion will be later on this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't around last night. I was really tired by the time I came home.
No, when we get off stream, we'll talk to you about something. Off YouTube.
Did I miss something last? I probably fell asleep.
No, Chris, you fall asleep?
Oh yeah, we hear you snore all the time, Chris.
Yeah, Sean, I'm having vapor loss when I snore.
I don't think he's seen that joke, has he?
No.
I fell asleep all
Figure out a
over
way to
there.
get that in here somehow one night and see what happens. So,
Not while you're on YouTube.
yeah, probably not. I'm not sure. Hey, Chris, did you get the 2 messages I sent to you tonight?
I did.
What'd you think of Mrs. K's singing ability?
Oh, I didn't ever listen to it.
Oh, it truly is Mrs. K. I'm not kidding you. That's not me. That is Mrs. K. Or Miss K.
I'm making sure my phone's charging. The cord's wonky. Guess I'm getting like Josh, breaking cords.
And well, I just found out something to my displeasure a while ago.
You got the
He
email
hasn't
already.
He hasn't started using those cords I sent him yet.
What?
He's
What's
still
he
using that
using?
one he got from his aunt, and once he takes that one he got from his aunt, the crappy one he got from his aunt,
It works.
once he takes it back to her house this weekend, he'll start using those cords. Because then he won't have a choice.
The one I'm using from my aunt is from Apple.
Josh, have you broke any of those cords yet?
You know, I don't like the ones from Apple. They're crappy.
If I was you, I'd go ahead and use the one that he bought you, so you don't break your aunt's cord.
It's not my aunt's cord, it's my cord.
Blackbird. I'm gonna go see if I can get that over here real quick. I did watch the. Now someone's joining us. The ding I heard. You guys didn't hear it yet. You'll hear the ding in a minute. I watched the.
Why don't you like the cord from Apple?
Yep. That's exactly who I knew was joining. He
Hi,
listened
Jim.
to me. He came. Told him to come and he comes.
You want to be very careful about the way you word that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yes. I'll be editing that out for sure. So now that Jim is here, I watched the 4th episode of Moonhaven last night, and the 5th will be Thursday night, and that's going to be the very short 5-episode season. They said it's a season finale. 5 episodes. AMC and AMC Plus. So Greg, what's the name of that movie?
It's a TV show on Apple,
Yeah, and it's called
Blackbird.
Blackbird.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
I got all 5 episodes. There's 6, but they haven't released the 6th one yet. It's all MKV files, so
Is it
the
prison
audio-
related?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be this one here.
holy cow, Jim flew to California.
Yeah.
He's in Doug Bett's office.
Yeah, I found it.
Now, all the ones that I found, well, the only place that I could find it, it was an MKV file. And when you plug it into the Vizio, there's no audio.
Right.
So you got to use the speakers on the TV.
Yeah, I'll look at that a little bit like tonight. Check that one out. Yeah, so far Moonhaven's been really good. I was a little disappointed that it's only going to have 5 episodes this season. Now, I don't know anything about AMC seasons. They may start their 2nd season in 3 weeks. You know, you never know. So, but it's been good.
What do you say? There's no sound, so you got to use the speakers on the TV. What are you trying to get sound from?
Because the file is encoded as an MKV.
Oh, so you're putting it on a flash drive and plugging the flash drive into your TV.
Right.
How you been, Rick?
I think Rick's eating some chips.
Oh, look at that. Josh flew to California too. There
Yeah,
he's
we all
showing off
have
with
we
the
all have
gym.
that background, and a couple other ones.
I just put that in there because I don't want you guys seeing the messy bed, even though I made it.
I stand corrected. It's going to be
We
6
see it all the
episodes.
time anyway, so why does it matter?
I don't know.
It's more of a mess than usual.
That's not possible.
For the ancestors.
That's very true. That is so true.
Josh started digging for gold and realized he was on cam and stopped doing it.
I I know Josh better than he knows himself, and his aunt agrees with me.
I highly doubt that.
So it does say it on the end of the 5th one. It says season finale will be next Thursday night. So
I don't.
6 episodes. I've never seen a series be that short ever. Usually it's the other opposite end of the spectrum where they go, 35, 40 shows. So how's Jim today? Taking a shot of whiskey? Is it that bad?
No, it's not whiskey.
NyQuil.
No, it's not NyQuil. It is cinnamon schnapps.
Ooh,
100 proof.
100 proof.
Yep, 100 proof.
Ooh, my.
Jim, do you have a liquor cabinet at your house?
Well, I don't. Let's put it this way. Technically, I don't have a liquor cabinet, but I have a cabinet full of liquor. You guys need to remember, I live with an Irish woman.
Oh. Well, see, I never knew that. I never knew that your wife was Irish. So.
Oh yeah, she's 100%. Both sides of the family.
Well,
I like in your videos how you say, "Oh, you're gonna get busted," that you have to go because you don't want to get busted.
we live in a dry county here, so you have to go 30 minutes away to get alcohol here.
That's why I don't live where you are.
So Doug's
Where is
background.
alcohol sold in Arkansas? Can you buy it in grocery stores?
Yes, you can, but you have to go. From here. You have to drive at least 30 minutes.
Or you got to
So
drive?
there's no liquor stores.
But is it by county option or something?
Yes, Grant County, where Sheridan is a dry county.
Okay.
If you live on Papa, where I'm from, if you live on Cloven Street, where I walk by a couple of times, you'll be nothing but boys down there. You don't have to go very far down there either.
So just out of curiosity, you live in a dry county, right?
Right.
So you go to the next county over and you buy, let's just say, a 6-pack because you're not a very big drinker. You cross back over into your county. Can you be pulled over and arrested for having alcohol in a dry county?
I don't know.
Don't
I
think so.
don't either. That's why I'm asking.
I know plenty of people that live here that I know there's plenty of people that live here that have, keep a fridge with beer or whatever.
Right.
I think it's just the sales aren't allowed. That's like
Okay.
if you go to Lynchburg, Tennessee, where they make Jack Daniels, it was completely dry for years and years. Now that there's an exception to let them sell sample bottles at the distillery.
Mice,
So-
man, I have not seen mice in I don't know how long. Robert just put a link into mites. Oh my goodness, that brings back some memories of Germany.
So where I live, you can't buy liquor on a Sunday at a store.
On
All the liquor
Tuesday,
stores- on a Sunday, all
Oh.
the liquor stores are closed on Sunday. But in a restaurant, you can order it.
sort of like
This
the
is
blue
where,
laws.
is this the whole state, Chris, or just where you
Just
live?
where I live, just a county where I live.
Well, it's by county option on a lot of states yet.
Yeah. How is the heel doing, Jim? Wait a minute. What? What was the question?
But I go to Walmart go to Walmart so rarely that when I do go to Walmart, and it's not here in town, I forget that Walmart sells alcohol.
You have a Walmart in Sheridan?
Probably so.
There's only one
Not
of
if
us
they
who lives
sell
in
alcohol.
Sheridan, Alex. Do you have a Walmart in Sheridan? Well, I've stumped him.
Yes.
I've stumped him twice. You have a Walmart in
Hold the
Sheridan.
string. He ain't talking. Like Jeff Dunham says.
Of course
"Bolstering
we do.
Wow.
It's not a very big Walmart. Don't have half of what you're looking for, but we've got one.
It's probably a
It's not a superstore.
Yeah,
It's a super center, but it used to didn't be a super center. It used to be several years ago, it used to be a Walmart Express.
so I have a question. Why did we go to a
Yeah, but
Walmart
then-
75 miles away in Little Rock if you've got a Walmart right there in Sheridan?
probably because it's better.
Got more stuff. It's a bigger store.
Yes, that's exactly why. Plus, it was right across the road pretty much from where we was.
Well, yeah, it was right across the road from Best Buy. It was kind of around the corner from where we ate. That's true. All right, I'll give you that one. So, seriously, Jim, how's the heel doing?
Today was a decent day. Good days and bad days, but today was a decent day.
So, was that the first shot you've had today, or is that like a ongoing number?
No, that's the first one for the
Okay,
night.
I was gonna say if
No. The
No,
pain's
I'm-
never that bad.
well, if it ever got that bad, I'm sure you wouldn't take a.
Of course, it's not bad if you're drinking 100 proof.
Well, it
Excuse
hasn't
me.
even taken effect yet. I've just started.
Oh, that is just gross. Who posted? Oh, RM posted that. That is just gross.
Well, that,
Yeah, but you
that
need to
made
read the
several news
article.
things today, Sean.
Yes. And-
What?
That was on several news outlets today.
And you need to read the article because as she was being walked away, she said, "Did I win?"
Oh, it's the,
That's just gross. Using technicals from corpse. Oh.
Did you
No,
see
what's
that?
sad about it was as she's being walked away in handcuffs, she wanted to know if she won or not. Oh my gosh.
Josh, you move around way too much for the virtual background.
I'm looking for my phone at the moment. I can't find it.
spaghetti and meatballs.
Why the hell do you need your phone when you're on your PC?
You're right, Greg. Why do I need my phone when I'm on? Oh, I found it.
Because he's just like everybody else on here, other than Greg. You can't walk out the room or walk out the house without your phone.
Jim just saw the punchline.
Oh, that's great. I love this. This is not gross. This is hysterical.
This goes right along with what Chris was showing last night with the people of Walmart. We can take those two and put them together.
Well, yeah, the people of Walmart, that's a whole nother
Oh,
level
my
of
goodness.
God knows what the hell. I've never seen DNA rearranged that way. Holy crap.
Yeah, me either.
They consist of moving.
That was
What's up, homies?
Hey, Jose. How's it going?
Good.
You had any spaghetti made with testicles lately?
Yeah.
What?
No, I heard by that.
Just thought I'd ask. I haven't either. I try to
I
keep
don't
that
think
off
I'm
my.
gonna eat spaghetti no more.
Yeah, I'm telling
So
you.
I just showed my staff. That's why I turned off my
You used
camera and my mic. That's why I turned off my camera and my mic because I showed my staff this article and he's like, "Oh my god!" and started being grossed out and left the room.
That's
So I did
hysterical.
want to go to the old spaghetti factory in downtown Indianapolis, but I'm not going now.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? I bet she won. She probably did win.
Well,
Prize of a
no, she-
lifetime, nice jail sentence.
the hysterical
You read
part,
the,
hysterical part is
articles
the
we
fact
got
that they went
from-
back for seconds.
And third.
That was the hysterical part.
Yes, Jeff, go.
She got caught because one of them was a prosthetic testicle.
Right. And the guy that found it was going back for thirds.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like I said, that's the hysterical part. They went back several times.
Oh, man.
That's the part that gets me. That just cracks me up.
And if
Well, you know,
to go, I'm sure they sell more than just spaghetti there. I'm sure they sell Alfredo and 10A, whatever else.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Well, this was a contest. It wasn't a restaurant, was it?
No,
No.
it was a
Alex-
contest, and she had been second place for many years, and she realized that second place was
Needed a secret
Loser.
ingredient.
yeah. Oh, she got a secret ingredient, all right.
Does Alex realize what we talking about?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would, I would love, I would always love to have roast beef and bacon.
Roast beef and bacon.
It's an interesting comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very
uh,
interesting.
Well, sometimes you wrap a steak with a piece of bacon.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yes. Some if some people are here, some of the gentlemen are here, get the double meaning. Good. If not, that's okay.
I've heard of a roast beef sandwich with bacon. Arby's, I believe, has that. If anybody has an Arby's.
You can't really tell it in that picture, but I was having prime rib last night.
Mm.
Yeah,
good.
well, penalty box.
I don't think I can put myself in the penalty box. Let me see.
I don't think so.
No,
Darn it, I cannot.
Okay, Ken. Send me to the penalty box when you get the double meaning roast beef and bacon.
We could
And
be here.
until
We could be here for a
until
while.
oh yeah, until then I will be enjoying the time here with you guys until I see myself. In the
Obviously,
penalty
he knows this is going to take a while.
Be right back, okay?
Mhm.
What? Be right back, and while you guys contemplate what I said.
Oh, he's telling us to figure out what it means. You just enjoy yourself, Jose Jalapeno, while we figure this out. Everybody's looking at their computer screens trying to figure out what he means.
Well, we can discuss it after we end the stream.
But you found out what it is, Ken?
Yes.
Well, then
I'm still trying to put something together in my head, but yes, I have.
Okay, well, since you know what it is, now you can put them in the penalty box.
Well, I can't do that until I verify that that's what it is. That would be not right of me to do that.
Jose, you're lucky. You're lucky he has to wait till you end the stream. And then I'm guaranteeing you, once you tell him that that's what it is, you'll go.
Well, yeah, if I'm right, he'll say, of course I'm right, and I'll put him in there for about 5-6 seconds, and that'll be that. I don't put anybody in there for, well, except for Joshy when he doesn't make his bed, but I don't put anybody in there as a penalty. It's a joke.
His phone is more important than us, right?
Obviously. He's texting somebody. What? You guys talking about me?
Oh, he found his phone.
Yeah. He's trying to mute his camera right now or turn his camera off. A little late. We see you on the phone.
He's sitting in his chair with his legs up, like up against his chest. What are you trying to do, Josh? Fart?
That's
You ate too much popcorn? You ate too much popcorn, now you gotta poop?
I sit like that and my days are over because there's no way I could ever sit like that ever.
he was sitting like that the other day when he fell asleep.
Yeah, I know.
Just
Yeah, I'm
go
waiting
for-
for the written
Funny
permission to come
about-
back.
Waiting for what?
I sent you an email and asked for permission to use that image on YouTube.
Oh, wow, you know what I just noticed? Josh has his headphones on.
Yeah,
He
you got
must have found that charging cord.
No,
wasn't broke.
he found out that the USB adapter for the headphones still works.
Oh, well,
So let
remember,
me-
he couldn't find his cord either.
He found it. He was able to charge them up, and he figured out that the USB adapter still works.
Yeah. Josh, how did you really bend that USB adapter?
I have no idea.
Well, it's probably my fault because I told him that he wanted the sound to come out on speakers, and I said just pull out the USB adapter for the headphones, and it'll automatically go back to his speakers that are plugged into his monitor. And
Was it USB or was it HDMI that was bent?
it was the USB receiver for his headphones.
But there was an HDMI cable or something that was bent, wasn't there?
No,
That
the
was with
HDMI
the,
cable was ruined when
TV.
the HDMI cable was ruined when I dropped the monitor.
I bent one of those before it happened.
Hey, Ken, can you change his name?
I gotta throw that monitor away.
I have a perfectly good name for Josh. Sir Breakalot. Can you put that on as his username? I'm not picking on you, Josh. I just thought of that. That just came to my head, Josh. Sir
Does it have
Breakalot.
room-
After I know you break everything, Sir Breakalot. Change
I
your name
better
to
not.
that.
Is there a USB port? Is there an HDMI port that's working on it now? Or it just had only one?
It only
I just
had
have
that
one
one.
HDMI cord, but not running to anything. I'm gonna
Okay.
use that HDMI cord when I get that second monitor.
I was gonna say if it had a second HDMI port, you could get a switch.
No,
That's the reason why we got the switch in the first place, is because that TV only got one HDMI input, but now it's broken.
I thought you got the Switch because you were going to hook the Nintendo Switches up to play your Nintendo while you were online. Never mind, I'll just stay confused. It's better that way.
You can send that monitor
That
to Doug. He might fix it.
Yeah, that's another reason why we got the Switch. We got the Switch because the Switch allows us to have more than one thing connected to the capture card at one time.
True. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit the button to end the meeting. See if this still works or not. All the changes I made today.
I really miss my second monitor though.
It'll make you remember not to break stuff.
No.
No, you're right. It won't.
So
No, it will make me better. It will make me organize my cord better and make sure I don't have the cords in front of my dresser.
Yeah, it's why all my cords are behind everything. It probably looks like a pigsty back there and a pig's pen, but I'm never going to trip over those cords. Now, the laptop cord, which is running from that outlet over there all the way over to here, I have stepped on it, but I've not tripped over it yet.
Well, I'm never going to run over any of my cords because all my cords
No, you
are
just kill your dog's toys.
on top of my desk.
I was gonna say you're not gonna run over a dog toy either, are you?